Internets. Here we are now with New York Giants linebacker legend Harry Carson. Harry, how you doing, brother? Yes, I know. You are a Hall of Famer. I gotta tell you something. I'm trying to figure out, like, where do the illest linebackers come from? I know you and Lawrence Taylor went to school in the Carolinas, but Brad Van Pelt, Pepper Johnson, Carl Banks, they all come from Michigan. Tell me, where do the best linebackers come from, Harry? Internets. It's Harry Carson right now, okay? Yeah. The Harry Carson.
What was Parcells' role from his time as defensive coordinator to head coach in affecting that kind of change?
Well, I think, just backing up a second, I think Ray Perkins, when he came in 1979, helped tremendously in reinstilling a sense of discipline to the team. When Ray Perkins left and he went to Alabama and Parcells took over, Parcells had been my coach, my position coach, before he became the head coach, and so I knew Bill on a different level as that assistant coach, because he was one of us. He was a friend. When he became the head coach, his first year, everything went bad. I mean, we went 3-12-1. He almost got fired. He lost both of his parents within a 6-month time frame, and he got to the point where he understood that he had to make changes, and those changes were going to be changes that he didn't necessarily want to make, but he had to make them. And that meant he had to get rid of some of the guys who he loved, who he cared about, to get new guys in who could play the way that he wanted them to play. And so he got rid of Brad Van Pelt, got rid of Brian Kelly, got rid of some other veteran players, brought in some younger guys, and those younger guys, and he basically, popped a whip and did what he had to do to get guys on the same page with him, and those guys performed for him, and you could sense that the team was starting to play with more confidence, more determination, and more discipline. And I think that's what Bill Parcells brought to the table. As a football coach, you have to make sure that your players know exactly what their roles are. And there are some guys who are good at some things and they're not so good at other things. Everybody's not going to be the same. And I think Bill was very good at identifying what the strengths of different players were. My strength was in stopping the run. It wasn't so much about pass defense, but when it was first, second down, if it was goal line, short yardage, I was the guy. All of your players have strengths and weaknesses. Understand what they are and be able to use those strengths to your advantage. And I think Bill was able to do that, but he also was able to motivate the players who played for him. So much so that, the guys who played for him would run through walls for him. And the coaches who coached with him would do the same. Bill Belichick was one of his assistant coaches, and Romeo Crennel. He had a great coaching staff that helped him. He didn't just do it himself, but he had great coaches as well who got the players ready to play.
Can you talk about the arrival of this comment? And I know there was dissension among the Giants about the salary he was going to earn. Can you speak a little bit about those first moments in the first practices with him?
Basically, we were all pissed because Giants had a pretty good linebacking trio. And so when we found out that the Giants were going to use the second pick in the draft to choose Lawrence Taylor, we were like, why? We already got a good group of guys, and with that second pick, we knew he was going to be making a lot of money. So yeah, we were a little jealous and envious of that, but we adjusted to Lawrence very quickly. We became friends very quickly, and while it may have been that dissension early on, we realized that it was better to play with a Lawrence Taylor than not have him on the team or having to play against him. If Lawrence is coming from the right side, if your left tackle isn't one who is quick enough, or strong enough, or agile enough to keep up with him, your quarterback was going to get his back broken because Lawrence, most quarterbacks are right-handed. So when they go back to pass and Lawrence is bearing down on him, you got to have somebody on that backside, that left tackle, to be able to protect your blind side. And it was a treat for me to be a part of that defense, and when we break the huddle, to see Ron Jaworski of the Eagles look, you know, where's Lawrence, you know, and that was really a thrill just to know that, you know, he was striking fear in the heart of Ron Jaworski or any other quarterback. And so, you know, we did our job, which allowed Lawrence to do his job very effectively. Lawrence was an outstanding player, but he also had outstanding people around him who also did their job. And I think that's the reason why he was as successful as he was.
You've spoken about the transformation of this kind of humble kid from UNC when he arrived, Lawrence Taylor, to LT, this kind of superhuman and wild persona that he became. Can you talk a little bit about the stages of Lawrence Taylor to LT and how you related to him as it changed?
Well, when Lawrence came in, he was just a humble kid, you know, at the University of North Carolina. But I also think that eventually Lawrence, I think he bought into that whole persona and that alter ego of LT. And he started to believe that he was LT and he was probably, you know, Superman, and he could do almost anything.